In this video, we're going to talk about adult students and what adults need to know when they're starting out lessons. So the first thing that adults need to know is that they are no different from children in terms of learning. I've taught many children and many adults, and really it's much easier to see each person as an individual rather than separate them into their ages. Some adults excel really quickly, other adults take a little bit longer, and children are the same. Some children excel quickly and some others take a little bit longer. It makes no difference. Everyone is capable. As adults, we have competition for our time and our commitment. So we have families, we have jobs, and these all compete for our time. When you're learning an instrument, that can often be the bottom of the pile, and you may find that you don't get time to practice. And it's easy to put music at the bottom of the pile, really easy. What I want my adult students to remember is that they have made a commitment not to learning music, but to themselves. You have to remember, why did you decide to learn an instrument? It's because it's something that you wanted to do. So you have to remember that every time you practice, every time you attend a lesson, you are making a commitment to yourself, and it is something important to you. Okay, so the third thing is being adaptable to any situation. When you're learning an instrument and you're an adult, you're not always going to be able to practice that set amount of time that you want to practice each day. You may find that you have to change and adapt your plans, and you have to just accept that. Rather than fight it and say, I don't have enough time, I'm just going to give up. Rather than do that, say, okay, if I get 5 minutes in, then at least I've done something. That's a better attitude to have, because that 5 minutes, you could actually get some decent things done in 5 minutes. It's being adaptable to your particular circumstances and not beating yourself up about it. Accepting that fact that you have a life, we all have lives, and we're not superhuman. And if you're doing your best, then that's all you can ask for. The other thing is to be supportive of yourself. So many adult students come to me and they're in the lesson, they may make comments such as, oh, that's rubbish. Oh, that was terrible. Oh, I didn't do that very well. And to have that as a constant thought when you're practicing, it's going to weigh you down a little bit. So be supportive of yourself. Be your own support. But first of all, you need to congratulate yourself for what you did right. Then you can focus on areas which you need to improve. I put little practice tips up on Twitter and Facebook, and one of them, which is a really important one, is to be a friend in the practice room. The last thing I would like my adult students to remember is to have some patience, and lots of it, especially in the beginning. The only thing you really need is to practice, and to practice effectively, to make progress. That's it. So don't get sucked into believing poor excuses of why you may not be able to do something, such as thinking or believing that you are not talented enough, that you're not smart enough, that you're not young enough. You can come up with an endless amount of excuses why you cannot do something, and these are all false. Learning an instrument is not a linear experience. You don't tend to progress in a linear fashion. You will have good days and bad days, and that's normal. The other reason that you need patience is because, especially at the beginning, because we are uncomfortable with being beginners. We judge ourselves for being beginners, and society tends to disparage beginners. Why can't we recognise learning something new, however old you are? But that is also something to be celebrated. So have some patience with yourself and just be kind to yourself. That's the main thing.